Eileen Ortiz here. Today I'm going to do a couple of really easy exercises that's going to help to improve your balance, as well as challenge your core muscles, and an exercise to help strengthen your glutes and the mid part of your back. And so all you're going to need for this little workout today is just going to be a resistor band, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to start with the first exercise, and many of you have probably seen this before. It's called the quadruped. At least that's what I've always called it. That's what I've always known it as. And so with this exercise, it's really good, again, for helping to regain balance and stability, and as well as strengthening your hips and regaining some movement and flexibility in your hips as well. And so this is a very popular exercise that a lot of physical therapists like to do. So with this movement, you want to make sure that your wrist is lined up with your elbow, is lined up with your shoulder, is lined up, with the rest of your body. You don't want to be in this position right here, because that will put too much stress on your shoulder. And so from this position right here, pulling that belly button in, again, like a string is attached to your belly button, pulling your belly button back in towards your spine, activating that transverse. We're going to lift one leg and one hand, and it's going to be the alternate leg and the alternate hand, and then you're just going to go ahead and release, and then you'll switch to the other side. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple of different variations of this movement to make it more challenging. This is certainly the easiest way to do this movement, and as far as your strength or your balance or your comfort is concerned, in the beginning, only go as far as what feels comfortable. So if in the beginning, this is as far as you can go without your body, going all over the place, then just stop at that range of motion, that's fine. As you get stronger, if you're able to go on to a more full range of motion, where you're lifting your leg up so that it's in alignment with the rest of your body, that's fine. And you'll definitely feel a significant glute engagement when you do that. And if you're able to lift your arm up so it's in alignment with your ear, that's fine too. Okay? But again, you just do the range of motion that feels comfortable for you. And this is meant to be a very slow and controlled movement. It's not meant to be a quick movement. Now, if you do want to increase the intensity and difficulty of this movement, instead of doing alternating, you can just continue just with one side and doing the same side. And that will just fatigue those muscles out quicker, because you're not getting rest from alternating to the other side. And another modification that you can also add to increase the intensity of the movement is to bring your hands and your leg together like this. And this will really, again, cause you to have to use your abdominal muscles in order to stabilize and pull that knee in. And then you would extend and then do it again. And when you're doing this exercise, it's very important that you keep your shoulders down, that your shoulders are not up like this, but they're staying down in their neutral position, and that your head is also staying in neutral as well. You don't want to have your head up like this too much. And so neutral spine is very important with this exercise, that you're maintaining the appropriate neutral spine position, where your lower back will just be in its natural arch. You're not letting it arch too much, and you're also not rounding it like this, okay? But you have it in its normal neutral position. So again, I'll just do just a quick review, where this would be the most modified version, okay, where you would only go as high up as what you felt comfortable with, and you would go a lot slower than what I did right now, but I just don't want this video to be too long. And then the next level of intensity would be keeping it on one side, which will fatigue that side quicker. And then the next level would be to extend and then to pull your arm and your leg in while still keeping a beautiful, stable, balanced position. Okay? So those are some modifications to make that movement more challenging. Now, a great way to strengthen your glutes with that similar movement is to take a band just like this, and as you can see, I'm wrapping it around my foot, and I'm letting this side of the band go up to the top of my foot, and that will help to anchor the band. And then the other band is just going around the bottom of my foot in a nice, flat, wide position. Okay, so from this position right here, all I'm going to do, and I have my foot lifted where my toe is on the mat, and again, that will help to anchor this band and keep it in that position. So all I'm going to do, again, keeping my quadruped position, shoulders are down, belly button's pulled in, I'm just going to extend my leg behind me, and then bring it back together, and again. And as I'm doing this movement, I'm breathing out as I extend, and in as I release. Nice and controlled movements. And then you'll switch to the other side. So you'll want to switch the band so that, again, it's on the ankle, and this toe is, anchored like this, and then that this band is just around the bottom of this foot. And again, you'll just do the other side, extend, and then bring it back in together, just like that. And you will certainly feel a significant contraction in your glute muscles. But with this movement, it is essential that you really keep those abs in, and when you extend, that you don't let your back arch or let this part of your hip dip to the side, because that will be the most common tendency. Your whole body stays completely stable and never moves from this position. And that's, again, going to take the use of your transverse abdominis. And you'll also feel your hip on the other side, the glute muscles on the other side engaging to stabilize you as well. So, again, that's just a really great exercise to strengthen your glutes. The last exercise is going to be for your mid-back, specifically your latissimus dorsi, your lat muscles. And so I'm going to be laying on my belly. And for me personally, since I do have some issues with my low back, and I do have a bit of a anterior pelvic tilt where I kind of stick my butt out and my hips come a little forward, I always like to put a pillow underneath my hips because it helps to neutralize my spine, and it's just a lot more comfortable for me when I lay on my stomach. And so with this movement, I have my other band right here, and we're just going to do an alternating lat pull down type movement. And so I'm keeping my head in a neutral position as I do this movement, and my upper body is staying just slightly elevated, and I'm just holding my band down with one hand, is anchoring the band, and then with the other side, I'm just going to pull it out to the side, bringing my elbow into my body so that my hand is coming to my shoulder, just like that, and then I'm going to release. With this one, again, you can alternate, or you can just keep it on one side. Just keep the repetitions on one side, where you're doing like 10 on one side, and then you do 10 on the other. Or you can just alternate, where you do 10 on each side, but it would be a total of 20 repetitions because you're alternating side to side. And with this movement, you will definitely feel your erector spinae, the large muscles in the lower part of your back, engage, as well as your lat muscles will be a primary mover to this exercise. And your bicep muscles as well are always a primary mover with any type of lat pull down type movement. And so again, when you're doing this movement, if you're feeling too much stress on your low back to the point where it's painful, then you certainly want to back off. Or you might even, the pillow that you're using might be a little bit too thin, where you need a little bit more support to kind of get your back into a more neutral position. And you're also making sure that you're keeping your transverse abdominis pulled in throughout the whole range of motion while you're doing this movement. Okay? Now, that will be a really great way for you to strengthen your lat muscles without any equipment, just something as simple as a band. And so, as always with these exercises, certainly make sure that you are clear to do these types of movements, especially if you have any type of back injury or back pain or anything like that, if you're going through physical therapy or what have you, make sure you're always clear with your physical therapist that it is appropriate for you to perform these exercises. So, all right, guys, if you have any questions about these movements, make sure you comment down below. And I definitely really try to make an effort to answer every question and every comment that people put on my videos. And remember, take care of yourself, protect yourself physically and emotionally. And don't forget, your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it.